You know what, man? For the longest, I didn't understand why a lot of people outside of America would choose to come to America. But now I understand. I know we've always called it the land of the free, and that there's a lot of opportunity there. But what I'm understanding now is that a lot of people that are there, that are born in America, like we don't understand the opportunity that's there. Like a lot of things we take for granted, a lot of people can. That's why a lot of people that come from outside of the U.S. come in and just start dominating. They come in and they start opening gas stations and stores and restaurants, and it seems easy. And I know there's assistance and all that kind of stuff, but it seems easy because they see a way of life that's not as free as America. But I will say this: a lot of the reasons why a lot of Americans don't move in that same energy is because of like a frequency in America. And this is not a video about America is bad, because America is not a bad place, but there is a frequency over America.
My Thai wife moved here 3 years ago, and now she wants to move back to Thailand. And this is the reason.
So I came here 3 years ago because of the American dream. It's not like what I thought at all. I feel like American dream is dead. It's not like 20 or 30 years ago anymore. Everything is getting more and more expensive, and it's impossible to afford anything at all. Every day feels like a rat race. I go into work, I get out of work, and then I go home, and the next day I go into work again. In order to go somewhere, you need to drive there. You need to have a car. There's no public transportation. In Thailand, the lifestyle is more relaxing. It's more enjoyable to live there. People are nice. There's a lot of food options everywhere. Healthcare is more affordable. Overall, I feel happier in Thailand. So that's the reason why I want to move back to Thailand.
Like just like there's a frequency over every city. Every city has its own frequency, the way it moves and operates. Every neighborhood has its own frequency. Every street has its own frequency. America has a frequency that's very heavy. It's very heavy. It's like a storm that no one can see. And if you're there long enough, you can fall victim to this storm, right? So like when I'm talking about things that I'm talking about in like the recipe or conversations that I'm having about manifesting things and all that kind of stuff, you have to understand like it's levels to it, right? And what I mean by that is, like I can remember, and I haven't mentioned this quote in a while, but I believe it's in Robert Collier's Secret of the Ages, when Robert Collier said, like a man, like once mankind understands his ability to manifest things, the shiny things, the cars, the homes, like that's going to be cool for a long period of time, but at some point in time, that's not going to be enough. And Collier said, at some point in time, mankind will fall in love with the power itself. And I've mentioned that quote a time or two, man. And for the longest, I didn't really understand. I understood what he was saying, but I couldn't identify at the time. So you got to understand, like when I'm talking about things as things like I'm talking about in the recipe too, for those that haven't checked it out, like at some point in time it's gonna become bigger than, and I know my mic is all over the place, at some point in time it's gonna become bigger than manifesting homes and cars, and at some point it's gonna be about manifesting different realities. So when you hear me talk about like this frequency over America, and again, I'm not calling it a bad frequency, but it is a heavy frequency. Like you're gonna have the ability to create different worlds within a world. And that's the manifestation ability you want to have, man. You want to be able to create your own reality. Like shiny things and like that stuff is child's play after a while. You want to be able to put yourself in different scenarios, maybe even different cities or different countries. But you want to be able to put yourself in an atmosphere of your own. And I really can't. I wish I could say it like on a more rudimentary level to that to make it sound more, but you want to be able to create your own world. You want to be able to create your own world where you like your world is governed by your truth, where you don't have to worry about all these other things, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, another thing that I've taken away from, or one thing that I've learned or observed, let me use that word. One thing I've observed about being in the U.S., man. This quick, few weeks visit. It made me understand this. This what I'm saying. It made me understand the importance of. I'll say it like this. It made me aware of the older version of myself. It made me aware of like going from just growing up in Texas, growing up in Longview, growing up in East Texas, growing up in in different in the military. It made me understand. It made me fully understand why the old version of me operated the way I operated, and then it made me fully understand what I had to do to become the version of me that could move and operate on my own. Like being back in my quote unquote old world allowed me to see that. But then it showed me this. It showed me this. It allowed me to, from being in the frequency of my old life, it allowed me to see my new world and now how I can operate different in my new world. And what I mean by that is it allowed me to see that a person can even fall asleep in paradise. Like paradise can be so nice that you can drift in paradise if you're not careful, man. I'm not saying I'm drifting, but it allowed me to be in my own frequency and look at the entity of myself and my new frequency and see how I could operate different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's been a good trip, man, but ready to get back home.
I ain't never gonna stop pressing, ain't no pressure. I put that on my soul. That weight up on my back, I press as far as I can go. So many ups and downs come with this life a nigga chose. That seen so many niggas drown, that tide just swept them up the road. That's why I count my blessings every day, because I rose above them circumstances. Took hold of one of them options, got exposed to me. I chose to be the master of my fate and what I'm supposed to be. Took hold of that rope, came from that boat when it was stowed to me. I owned all my decisions. Pray for my forgiveness, repent for my mistakes.
Yeah, man, I meant to make the rest of this video once I got to Bangkok airport, man, but ended up connecting with a brother from Dallas, and it was his first time getting here, man, so I had to make sure he was good, man, and walked him through, the whole process of getting the grab and customs and the whole shebang, man. Shout out to E. We're going to be connecting soon, man. But I can't remember what I was saying, but I was saying something about the frequency, man. Like there's a frequency over America, just like there's a frequency over every place that exists. That if you were born in America, you really kind of just like you really don't understand how that frequency has attached to you. Like so now I understand how a lot of people come from overseas and come to America and just dominate overnight. Like when you hear about immigrants coming to America, they come and dominate overnight, and I get it now. I get it now, man. And that frequency is thick. Like me being there for 3 weeks or however long I was there, I can feel it. I can feel that frequency. I can feel that frequency has attempted to and partially has reconnected with me. You know what I'm saying? Just by being in that environment, it connected with me to the point where I'm probably gonna have to have at least a 3-day fast to get back to, you know what I'm saying? To get back to normalcy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, and I know this kind of off, but one thing you should do, and I'm talking to people. Turn my camera around. I'm talking to people who are living here or living really anywhere abroad. This is the only thing that I found to be depressing, man, and I kept talking about when I was back, man. What you shouldn't do is when you go out and you grocery shopping in America, don't be converting things in your mind from USD to Thai baht. It will put you in a state of depression. It will put you in a state of depression. It was very hard for me to not go and buy peanuts and not go and buy apples without looking at that price and converting it in my mind. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody's aware that the price difference from Thailand and America, like there's a vast difference. But bro, when I observed it, it's a criminal amount of difference. It's criminal. I was buying some of the same snacks, same brand, same packaging, same everything, same companies, everything. And brother, some of that stuff I was buying in America was 6 or 7 times higher. And it's criminal, man. It's criminal, bro. Like if there's anything that really bothered me on my trip back home, man, it was that I understood that Americans, like I think this, like when we talk about the wealth gap and how a lot of people are missing that bus on accumulating wealth, I can guarantee you that the price of food plays a major part in that. The price of food in America is criminal. It's criminal, man. For me to be able to go, and there's a guy right around the corner, man. He sells a lot of fruit, and he sells specifically apples from America. He takes pride in those apples from America, right? Got the little American sticker on it. So yeah, these come from America, and they're still pennies compared to what I'm paying for them in America. Like America has too many middlemen. They have too many greedy middlemen. It's just criminal, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man. But again, this is not a video saying America is bad. But I can tell you this, I'm glad to be home, man. Here it is, what? Right at 12:01, right at midnight. And man, I just had to get out and walk these streets, man, just to absorb this energy again. It's just good to be back home, man. It's just good to be back in the future. So, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done, man. For anybody that's trying to change their life, and I'm not talking about going to another country, I'm talking about just changing your life, period. Changing your situation, changing your environment, changing the people you have relationships with, changing the place of employment that you have. It's all about, and we talked about this in the recipe too, broke it down to nuts and bolts. It's all about first identifying where you are and calling a thing what it is. That's the barrier for most people, man. Like they won't admit to where they are, their current situation. You gotta call the truth before you make a change. You have to acknowledge your current truth before you make a change, and then do the work to get out of that situation, man. It's getting loud, man. So I'm gonna let y'all go, man. It's good to be back home, and I'm out.